Thank you so much for coming today. We're going to be learning how to paint. I don't really know how to paint, but I watched my friend Rapunzel paint and I thought I should do that. That looks really fun. So I hope that you're ready to learn with me. First, we'll need a canvas and some paint. We have lots of blues and greens today, but whatever colors you like, I'm sure we can make work. We'll also need this sticky stuff, these doodads, these thingamabobs, these sparkles, sponges, dinglehoppers, can't forget your dinglehoppers, these little pearls, these whoozits, and a plate. So to get started, we gotta get our paint, and I've got a bunch of lovely blue shades here. And I'm just gonna put some of these paints in our plate. It doesn't have to be very nice or fancy. Rapunzel says to just do what comes naturally to you. So I've got some light blues and some dark blues. And I think today I'm gonna paint the ocean. That's why I picked so many blue shades for today. Because I'm from the ocean and I thought it would be fun for me to paint the ocean with you. So first, now that I've got my paints on the plate, I'm going to start with the lightest shade, and I'm going to pick up one of my sponges, and I'm going to just dab it into the paint, and then I'm going to dab it all over my canvas. I'm starting in the top left corner. And make sure you paint where it doesn't matter if you get it all messy, because nobody likes to clean up a mess after. We're going to use some more of this light blue. That looks nice. And then I think I'm going to switch it up to this kind of medium blue, this brighter blue. And I'm going to go and paint some more. Just using the same sponge so it looks really nice and blended. But if you don't want to paint with blue, if you want to make your ocean whatever color you want, that's fine too. No worries. So we want to blend that all together. That looks pretty nice. I'm going to set this sponge down, and I'm going to get another sponge, a clean sponge, for my darkest blue. And I'm going to start in the bottom. Because I don't know if you realize this, but the ocean gets darker as you get farther deep. So the deeper you are, the darker it gets, because there's less light coming from the sun. So mermaids are really good at seeing in the dark. You're just going to put that all over. I like to tap my canvas versus do like the swishies, because the swishies make it a little streaky. But if you like yours streaky, that's cool too. You're just going to keep dabbing along. Do you have any favorite sea creatures? Obviously, I'm partial to flounders. A little more paint. Right up to these other blues. And then I have this last shade of blue option right here in the middle. And I'm going to dab some of that on the same sponge. And we're going to just blend everything together. I bet if I practice as hard as Rapunzel, I can be really good at painting someday too. but we all have to start somewhere. This is one of my first paintings. It's really important to make sure you have the proper tools to do your paintings too. I got all of mine from the grotto. I don't know if you know this, but sponges are naturally found in the ocean. And then I'm going to take our original sponge with the light blues on it. And I'm going to dab a little more and just kind of blend it so it looks like one big ocean, like it's all blended. So I'm going to take this type of dinglehopper and I'm going to take some white paint. And I'm going to put some white paint in my plate. And I'm going to take my dinglehoppers and I'm just going to put it right in the paint. And then I'm going to make a circle at the top. Because a white circle is what the sun looks like when you're under the water. Just spread it around. It doesn't have to be perfect because the water distorts the sun, so it doesn't really look like a perfect circle to us. There's that, and then I'm gonna dip the side of my dinglehopper and just go and make the little sun rays. You also want to be careful with your paint so you don't get it all over your ball gown. You can do as many rays for the sun as you would like. There we go, that looks pretty good. And then next we want to get the ripples and the waves of the ocean. So I'm going to take some of these pearls. I have a big one and a little one. Doesn't matter which one. And I'm going to go with the dark blue. And I'm just going to roll my pearl in the dark blue. This gets a little messy, so you might need to ask for help, and that's okay. And we're gonna just roll the pearl across the canvas as many times as you would like. Let's grab some more of this dark blue paint. Here we go. Or you can use a different color. I want you to make this painting just for you. So I want it to look however you think it will look good. So whatever, if your favorite color is purple and you want to put purple in your ocean, I think that would be lovely. So after we've swirled around with our pearl, I'm going to pick my sponge back up. We're going to blend it in a little bit. Don't blend it in too much. You don't want to lose your waves. Just a little. You can, even if you have a triangle shaped sponge, you can use the other side. I'm going to grab some of our sparkles. This one has a little section at the top so that we don't spill everywhere. And I'm just gonna put this over our paint. Because the ocean is very reflective. The water catches the light at all different times and spots, so it kind of looks like these sparkles. And I can just tap those in if I want. No big deal. And then we can also go to our plate and tap off any excess of the sparkles so it doesn't make a big mess. See here, what's next? Oh, we should paint our seaweed. Seaweed is very common in the ocean. So I'm gonna get a green paint and I'm gonna put that in our plate. There's some green. And then I'm gonna take this dinglehopper and I'm gonna dip it in the paint. This. And then we're gonna just make some squiggles at the bottom. It'll take a few tries. And you can try a different kind of dinglehopper if you want. This is just what I had in the grotto. Very good to be resourceful and use what you already have. I think that's very important. Because we want to keep our materials out of the ocean, right? Keep the ocean nice and clean. So using all kinds of stuff that you already have at your home will really help the sea creatures like me and Sebastian and Flounder and all of our friends. I think it'd be really fun to do a painting with friends and to have your friends join you and you all paint the same picture. And then everybody's will turn out a little bit different because everybody is a little different. See, I bet Rapunzel's painting would be different than mine, and I bet Belle's painting would be different than hers. But just add as much or as little seaweed as you would like. We use seaweed for lots of things. We use it to make clothes. We use it to eat. We eat seaweed in the ocean. I know some people here on land really like seaweed to eat too. Sometimes we strengthen it and we use it for hair ties and hair accessories. This will be my last seaweed here, but you can add some more if you'd like. It's up to you. Ta-da, we've got some seaweed. Now, it's very important that we have our fish friends represented in our painting. So I love Flounder and he's yellow. So I'm going to put some yellow in my plate. See if we can get some yellow. There we go. Sometimes these lids are a little fickle. And because I want you to make this your personal painting, I want you to put your finger right in the paint and just make a dot. And I'm going to make another kind of flounder, maybe Flounder's sister. And then maybe Flounder's cousin down here. Ta-da! So we've got these 3 little dots, right? And I'm going to grab this, who's a it, and then I'm going to dip that in. And I'm just going to make their little tails. But everybody has different fingerprints. So everybody's painting will be perfectly different because of your fingerprint. There we go, their little fishy tails. We'll let that dry. While we're waiting for that to dry, we can give them their little bubbles. So most sea creatures generate bubbles, whether it's because they're flipping their fins or because they're breathing in the water. So let's give them some bubbles. Now I have these little things that I'm going to use for bubbles. I think they look a lot like bubbles. I'm going to get some of the sticky stuff. There we go. And just go ahead and put them on wherever you have above your fishies. In whatever order you like. See, all of us that live in the ocean breathe too. Breathing is very important. I'm going to use this blue one. If you get a little sticky, it happens. That's why we wash our hands. Washing our hands is very important. Oh. This one there. And if you get some paint on your bubbles, that's okay too. And now we'll wait for that to dry. So, then we're going to take these doodads, and I just like to outline my fishies. And you can use whatever color you'd like. So here's that. And then you can use a different color. This one works a little better for outline. So once your painting's all set and dry, what we're going to do is we're going to flip it over. And on the back, we're going to sign our name because that's very important. So I'm going to sign mine on the side. And that's it. And now your painting's all done and is ready to be displayed in your palace. Thank you so much for coming today, everybody. I'll see you next time.